Here's more wrestling news for July 1st, 2021. And your headlines for this afternoon include: Baron Corbin is beloved backstage in WWE. Burger King is a big fan of current WWE storyline. AEW announces Andrade's debut and much more for Road Rager next week. Samoa Joe explains why he came back to NXT. Former WWE superstar explains why they became a police officer. MVP calls out fans for criticizing WWE storylines. WWE Hall of Famer asks Eddie Kingston to shut the f*** up and stay in his lane. AEW's first Coffin match is off, and more. We're starting off with Baron Corbin, who is one of SmackDown's most despised heels, but that's not the case behind the scenes. According to Andrew Zarian of the Madman Wrestling podcast, Corbin is widely beloved backstage and is, quote, the most pleasant superstar to work with, according to several people in the company. It was also reported that fans may not like how much Corbin is featured on TV, but the negative heat Corbin receives, even if it is go-away heat, is only helping him out. Recently, WWE filed a trademark for Happy Corbin, which may be the former King of the Ring's name going forward, and though he may be a heel on screen, the Lone Wolf is making people very happy behind the scenes. We've got some fast food news now, as Burger King's slogan is "Have it your way," and the King is having things his way with a certain WWE storyline. As of late, Riddle has referenced Burger King and the Whopper in several promos, including a backstage segment with Damian Priest on this week's show. When Riddle tweeted a photo of himself and Priest at a Burger King, encouraging Randy Orton to try the new Chiking sandwich, BK responded, saying that RK Bro is the best storyline in wrestling. Priest, who Riddle says bought the meal, also fired off a tweet of his own, saying bros know how to cheer each other up, but at this time, Orton hasn't replied. RK Bro have certainly been one of Raw's most entertaining aspects in recent months, and although fans have always suspected Riddle of having a stash with him at all times, turns out it's a stash of Whoppers. Over to AEW, and next week's Dynamite will be the company's Road Rager event and will mark the first AEW match for Andrade El Idolo. As confirmed last night, the former NXT and US champion will face fellow WWE alum Matt Sydal on next week's show, the latest match added to a stacked card. Next week's show will also see a strap match between Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall, as well as AEW World Tag Team Champions the Young Bucks defending against Penta and Eddie Kingston in a huge show at the James L. Knight Center in Miami, Florida. Last month, Samoa Joe was rehired by WWE after his April 15th release in a decision that's been praised by countless fans. Despite not being cleared to wrestle, fans can now find the former US champion in NXT as William Regal's new enforcer, making sure that the British legend is respected by the roster. Speaking to Sports Illustrated, Joe discussed his release, which WWE explained as due to budget cuts, and why he's back in NXT. He explained, "A lot of why I'm back is the people I'm working with in NXT. It starts with the passion of Hunter and Shawn Michaels, who is an incredible mind. And I'm amazed at the women on the roster. They're beyond incredible. Some are very young in their careers, and they're exceptional. Look at Raquel Gonzalez, she's been fantastic. Then look at Ember Moon, Dakota Kai, Io Shirai. It's a murderer's row of top-tier, internationally certified talent. NXT, they're putting out an incredible wrestling program." Joe has previously confirmed that he's working towards an in-ring return after his career was derailed in February 2020 due to a concussion, and given his comments, we expect the former Raw commentator will be sticking with the gold brand when he eventually wrestles again. Over the years, hundreds of wrestlers have made it to WWE's main roster, but not everyone is guaranteed to have a long, illustrious career under Vince McMahon's bright spotlights. Fans may struggle to remember Eric Escobar, who was on WWE TV from September 2009 to December 2009, and since then, the former superstar has traded his trunks for a badge and a police uniform. Speaking to Chris Featherstone this week, Eric Alexander explained his decision to go into law enforcement, saying that after WWE, he returned to Puerto Rico only to find that there was no opportunities to make a living as a wrestler. Settling for work as security for Homeland Security, Alexander explained that he saw a police recruitment ad and, after a lengthy process, was a fully fledged officer. He added, "I mean, the wrestling always comes in handy when you have to deal with certain individuals and all that. I've requested some folding chairs in the area, so just in case something happens." Clearly, WWE isn't the end of the world and there is life after the company. And whilst Eric Escobar didn't go on to win titles or main event WrestleMania, Eric Alexander is doing just fine as a police officer. As a true veteran of the industry, MVP is no stranger to wrestling booking, both good and bad, from being burned by Kane in an Inferno match to forming the Hurt Business years later. Out of the ring, MVP never minces his words on social media, and this week, the Raw superstar lashed out at fans who he believes make unfair criticisms of the company's product. He said, "Two things today wrestling fans love: assumptions about what or who is coming next based on their fantasy booking, criticizing whatever wrestling show they're watching based on their fantasy booking." When a fan fired back saying MVP believes fans enjoy repetitive matches and, quote, garbage booking, MVP fired back saying, "Well, people like you, and you are the same garbage every week." MVP will no doubt continue to defend WWE's booking, especially with Bobby Lashley as WWE Champion, and we imagine there'll still be plenty of fans bashing WWE, even for fantasy booking that never happens. Since joining WWE earlier this year, Parker Boudreaux has been a hot prospect of the company, with many comparing him to Brock Lesnar. Boudreaux has even been praised by Lesnar's advocate Paul Heyman, and we may now know when the self-professed next big thing will be making his debut. On July 13th, NXT will see the return of the Breakout Tournament, and on Twitter, Boudreaux strongly hinted that he'll make his debut in the tournament itself. Parker was quick to delete that tweet, which has only added fuel to the rumors that he'll be debuting in the tournament. It appears that Boudreaux has spoiled his debut, and with the former football star being the kind of super athlete Vince McMahon is looking for, we'll have to see how the Destroyer of Gods fares in his NXT debut, which could be sooner than anyone expected. Now, last week, Eddie Kingston caused a stir when he cut a scathing promo on WWE addressing Vince McMahon's promotion as The Other Channel following last Saturday's Dynamite. Since their 2019 inception, AEW has consistently taken shots at WWE. This week, Bully Ray shared his thoughts on Kingston's promo, saying that he loves the AEW star to death and thinks his promo work is top-notch, but added, "But in this case, Eddie needs to shut the and stay in his lane. And his lane is of an AEW guy speaking about AEW and flying the flag for AEW. Then I'm completely on board. Tell me how great AEW is. Fly the flag for your company. Show me that you wear your heart on your sleeve." The WWE Hall of Famer added that unlike Chris Jericho and Cody Rhodes, Kingston has no reason for taking shots at a company he never even worked for. We'll see if Kingston tones down his anti-WWE rhetoric in the coming weeks, as plenty of AEW fans would rather see the AEW star focus on AEW rather than the opposition. And we're ending with more from AEW, as a huge match scheduled for next week's Dynamite is off the card. During this week's episode, Ethan Page was cutting a promo, which was cut short by Darby Allin, who attacked All Ego before he escaped. Before leaving, Page said that the Coffin match they were meant to have next week is off, but now that won't be happening. Had it gone through, this would have been AEW's first Coffin match, and there's no word on why the previously announced match has been pulled from the card. Perhaps this match will happen later in the year, but for now, don't expect a Coffin match at next week's Road Rager event. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.